I still remember my first thought when my uncle gifted me a copy of Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. God damn, those things are huge! That was my first but also last good memory of that game, cause everything afterwards was absolute pain. My tiny, underdeveloped mind couldn't comprehend the sheer complexity of the game's puzzles, and thus I couldn't even complete the first level without using cheats.
What is internet anyway?
So I never finished it. But now it's getting remastered and I finally have a chance to get back to it and… never mind, it hasn't been released yet. Well, I guess the remaster of the original Tomb Raider will suffice then. So I took the plunge and… it went about that well. What the hell is this? Who on the green pastures of our godforsaken planet can enjoy this monument to humankind's failure? The controls were developed by the same pig-faced bastards that made the Kinect, but hey, it's the remastered version, they've got the new modern controls, that's gonna help, right? Good job, fucker, now you completely screwed up the platforming mechanics. Your reward? A one-way trip inside a bear's mouth. So to all the 5 diaper-wearing old crusted men who played and loved the original Tomb Raider, I wanna say, I am a stupid, cockroach, pathetic human being. I was bamboozled. You see this thing? That's a trick. It's a lie. You're supposed to use these things. And when I did use them, it was like discovering Rosetta Stone inside the best pizzeria in the whole of Pizza Town. The game is playable and it feels good. The camera is still pretty shit, but whatever. Now I can come up with the craziest moves. There's a big boulder trap in this hallway, but I can just backflip, side somersault. Voila! Thank you. Big lion wants to eat me? I can just go whack. It's so late, Mufasa! Tell me that wasn't awesome. It's a dance of flips and swings where you can never stop moving. It's fast-paced and borderline schizophrenic and yet requires mastery of Lara's moveset, and that's when I realized that Tomb Raider was actually PlayStation's Mario 64. Just less sexy. But where Mario is all about last-moment decisions and improvisation, Tomb Raider is very precise and elegant, but doesn't give room for any mistakes. One thing that I always see in modern action-adventure games is how easy and scripted jumps are. And listen, I love me some Rise of the Tomb Raider, but this thing is ridiculous. This is Lara's jump, and now look what happens if the game decides I need to reach that cliff. What the hell is this? She's flying to the edge! What is this, dark magic? Ah, that's what I meant. In the original instead, Lara's jumps are fucking ludicrous, but their length is fixed. Long jumps and running jumps are drastically different, and knowing when to use which is paramount to avoid cracking your skull open.
You failed!
There's a palpable tension in looking at that distant platform, wondering if you can get there or if you need to take an alternative route. And then you muster the courage. Yeah, she can make that jump. It's brutal and archaic, but once it clicks, you can really start enjoying Tomb Raider in all its weirdness. Because this is a very weird game. The first proper boss is this dude that speaks funny.
I'll heal and hide you to a barn door yet.
I think that's Puerto Rican. There's a whole level where this Pierre guy chases you everywhere. Every time you gotta blast him until he remembers his French and runs away waving a white flag. Where'd he go? That's magique! But this piece of shit just has the worst timing. I'm trying to get to the end of this room, man! Leave me be! But that frustration only exists so you can feel satisfaction in its purest form during the last encounter.
A little late for the prize giving, no?
Rest in baguette, you son of a bitch! But if you don't like fighting chicken-type enemies, don't worry, he brought a whole zoo with him. We got the wolves, the lions, the panthers, the crocodiles, the Donkey Kongs.
Hey,
And when you think you've seen it all, fucking mummies join the fray, and by the time you finally learn how to fight them, they explode in your face! You gotta stay on your toes, cause this game is unpredictable as hell. Oh, look at me! I'm exploring this cave! Hey, what's that? A beautiful tropical forest inside the mountain? Ain't that weird? What the hell? Why is a T-Rex inside a Peruvian mountain? Because Jurassic Park came out 3 years earlier. This game doesn't care about your feelings and your logic. You visit this church's basement, which leads into the great room of jigsaw traps, which leads into a colosseum, which leads into a giant sewer, which leads into the dolphin pool. This is my favorite place in the game. And yet, what Tomb Raider really cares about is finding new ways to kill you. How the hell was I supposed to know that? You get spiked, electrocuted, eaten, bouldered, sometimes double bouldered, because fuck you if you thought you could dodge that one. Burned alive, ambushed, Lara gets fucking murdered in this game, man. Hey, look here. Can I land this jump? Ah, fuck you, Pierre. Hey, what does this platform do? You might say that this game just hates you, but it's not that simple. The vibe is much different. It's one of indifference. Silence. The soundtrack is used sparingly, while most of the time the world is enveloped in this complete stillness, like a hunter looking at its prey. This is a world that doesn't just want you dead, it quite literally doesn't want to acknowledge your existence. You feel like an invader, desecrating ancient relics of the past. There's no big fanfare when you beat a level, no pompous cutscene when bosses appear. You try to enter this tomb and this statue just comes to life to send your ass to Kingdom Come.
Surprise, motherfucker!
It's sudden and very clinical. When you inevitably die, all you hear is Lara's last whimper, fading into a dark abyss. This eeriness, this otherworldly feeling pairs with how the levels are structured. Just look at this room! What kind of place is this? What's its purpose? What were the ancient Babylonians doing here? The only rationale behind its design is just, it's a video game, we don't make that kind of questions, just do some platforming and shut up. Modern games try to be somewhat realistic and make puzzles exist in a logical world, but Tomb Raider completely ignores this. I'd usually complain about this, but it is so consistent throughout the entire game that the devs, probably without even knowing, ended up creating eldritch buildings. Structures whose design defies all human logic. Levers move non-specified contraptions, keys are scattered in random places, platforms exist for seemingly no reason and some always lead nowhere. Yeah, this is the medkit room, every pharaoh had one built for them. And then it hit me. This isn't a Mario 64 game. Tank controls, creepy vibe, limited ammo. Okay, maybe not so limited. This is a Resident Evil kind of game. Just less sexy. Okay, you think I'm pushing it, huh? Yeah, maybe you're right, I can't call everything horror, come on. Can I get the footage of the last level? ever doubt me? All this makes you wonder, who built this? Some galaxy-brained, hyper-advanced aliens or a total moron? And then you see the remains and, yep, definitely not human. Wait, is that thing? Is its head following me? What the fuck? Tomb Raider masterfully mixes the sense of awe you get when uncovering century-lost ruins with the dread of knowing that nothing good awaits you. Just don't ruin that feeling by switching the graphics from remastered to original, cause otherwise, duh. These games are dated, but provide a unique experience where each platforming challenge feels hard-earned and the reward is taking one step further, one step more than anyone else has ever taken, deep into the secret recesses of ancient monuments long forgotten by mankind. And then you fight a dual-wielding Uzi skater boy!